So this Micah Parsons story took another turn today, where he has been showing up to camp. He's going into the 5th year of his rookie deal, and he's a superstar. He's one of the best pass rushers really we've ever seen. I saw a stat today that I believe he shares a record with only Reggie White in terms of like double-digit sacks the first 4 years of his career. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like this guy is a superstar. He is the linchpin of that defense. Like, he is the man in Dallas. And he's been holding in because he wants a new contract, like every player does once they get to this stage of their career, especially defensive players. You got to take advantage of leverage. You're going into your 5th year. CeeDee Lamb just did it on the opposite side of the ball, said, I want to get paid. Now that TJ Watt's been paid, now that Myles Garrett's been paid, you know what the bar is. These aren't overly complicated contracts because, again, Watt just got paid and Myles Garrett just got paid. So
41 and 40, respectively.
And I would argue Parsons probably a step below those two guys, just a step, but also younger than those guys.
Which might put him a step above.
Possibly, depending on, again, leverage and pressure points and all that. But I would say it probably should work out to like $38 million a year. You know, those are kind of the guarantees. Work out whatever it's going to be, 4 or 5 year deal, $38 million guaranteed per year. Do the math on that, figure it out. Naturally, it's never that easy with Jerry Jones and company down there. And it turns out that Parsons and Jones had been having conversations among each other, like communicating directly with each other over the course of the spring. And naturally, Jerry Jones misread the whole situation and was of the belief that he was negotiating, that he and Parsons were basically brokering a deal. And Parsons' interpretation was, well, I'm just, being an employee and nice, and you're the owner and the GM, and we're talking this out. But needless to say, my agent is the one that's actually going to have to negotiate this in the end. And now it has been reported on by Diana Ruicini and others that Jones and company with the Cowboys will not even negotiate with Parsons' agent, won't even talk to the guy. Don't want to deal with the guy and feel like they've been burned by Parsons. So it's gotten so ugly, Parsons jumped online today and said, I'm demanding a trade. Wants out of Dallas. There it is. I love the iPhone notes post.
Oh, yeah.
It's always so professional. But also, I will say this, it does make you realize it's genuinely from them.
Yes.
Right? Like, you get an Apple Notes post, that's actually the player kind of writing it out.
Well, you don't think PR agencies have that template in their fold?
Generally not. Now, he might have been on the phone with his agent. His agent might have been saying, say this, and then say that, press send. But now it's blown up to the point where Parsons is demanding a trade.
Yeah.
So
let's put that in air quotes.
Yes.
Demanding a trade.
And let's point this out, too. He's not going anywhere, in my opinion.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think Terry McLaurin's going anywhere either, because McLaurin's now demanded a trade out of Washington. They both did we're going to show up, be good guys, be around our teammates. We don't want to get fined. Sign autographs, and now you want to get paid. And it's August 1st, and it's still very early into camp in terms of the negotiation tactics and the pressure points. But it's just more, in my opinion, unnecessary noise around Dallas. It's just so typical of the way Jerry Jones always operates. You know what you're going to pay this guy. I can tell you what the contract's going to look like.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I can give you the ballpark anyway. Somewhere between 37, 38 million and 42 million a year. Something in that ballpark. Maybe he's the highest paid. Maybe that's what he's demanding. Maybe he wants just a little bit less than Watt and Garrett. But that's around what it is.
That's generally why you wait. You wait to go last so that you can be the highest paid, right?
And that's what CeeDee Lamb basically did. He waited for Justin Jefferson to go, and then he said, all right, I know where I am now. And Jamar Chase, the reason why it didn't work out is because it's buffoonery in Cincinnati.
Right.
Just like buffoonery down in Dallas. And eventually they're like, well, we got to pay Chase. Now they had to pay him more. Last year, maybe they would have paid him a little less.
That's exactly true.
But yeah, it's typical showmanship by Jerry Jones that leads to inadequacy and ultimately I think will hurt their football team.
Well, I mean,
I think
certainly
so.
You can certainly make that case.
Because this doesn't help that the report. I think why I say that, I think Parsons will be a Cowboy. I think bygones will be bygones. They'll get a deal done eventually and it'll all work out. when your reputation is that you tried to pull a fast one on your best player, that's the kind of stuff to me that has a lasting effect.
Yeah.
Like when other players are in the room saying, what? Like he had a golf tournament, he was talking to Parsons and he thought he had a deal and he's holding him to that. Like that's just ridiculous. That's buffoonery. That's clown show stuff.
Well, I'm sure there are people that look at it that way. Jerry, who's 82 years old and comes from a different generation, there's all those stories about him making handshake deals on big money stuff, right? Like he's from that era where you talked face to face with a guy, came to an agreement, shook hands on it, and that was that. Your word was who you were. And now we're long past that era. Jerry, I'm sure, knows that deep down, but he loves operating that way. And he also loves Hayes. Like you talk about unnecessary noise and unnecessary distractions. I think he sees it as necessary. Like he loves it. Jerry loves being the center.
No, of course.
He loves the circus.
That has nothing to do with wins and losses.
The idea that any other team in his market or any other team in the country is not, is overshadowing him and is not, he's not the first topic on ESPN's talk shows and Fox Sports talk shows. That ticks him off.
Mm-hmm.
He loves he loves this conversation that we're having right now.
I hear you. Listen.
And
I get
he does have a couple Super Bowls in his...
Yeah, 30 years ago he does. Yes, 30 years ago he does.
More than a lot of teams have. And they had some 12-win seasons very recently that were very promising. Didn't turn out, but...
You're not a supporter of Jerry Jones, are you?
I just like to point out that he has had some success.
He's had some success. Yep, he's had some success. And he loves being in the spotlight, and he will take the invitations now to come out and speak. He's not going to bite his lip. Like he's not going to sit back and just say, I'm not even touching that. This is business. He's going to be now doing interviews and talking about Parsons and probably revealing what he thinks. And that's common practice for Jones. And I think if you're a Cowboy fan, you're well aware of it. But it also, I don't think it is a coincidence that he has had serious run-ins with the most popular and important positions in the sport.
Yeah.
Running back, quarterback first and foremost. He had it with Dak. Running back, wide receiver, pass rush. Like that's it. And then you could throw in a corner, and he's had those over the years, right? Back with Dion 30 years ago and others in the past. But he's had it with quarterbacks. He had it last year with CeeDee Lamb, a superstar wide receiver. Now he's got it with Micah Parsons, a superstar edge rusher. Like, those are the ones that really attract people.
Yeah.
If you're in a fight with a left guard, no one really cares.
Nobody cares.
And he knows that. You're fighting with your linebacker, your tight end or something. There's other stuff that ESPN and company are going to talk about. Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, those are big.
It seems
those are big.